Welcome to Let Freedom Ring. Hope everybody had a great Labor Day this weekend. But my guests this week here to talk about the Canaan, Vermont co-ed softball tournament. I have Josh Lee and Robby Bouchard. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Both former guests of the show. It's been a little while, so how you guys been since your last appearance?
I've been pretty good. Just getting hurt all the time playing softball, and that's really about it.
How you feel? Because I know, did this kind of re-injure recently?
So this is the other leg from last year. Last year I tore my ACL on this side, and then I got hit in the quad, and it's just been really tight since then. But then on Friday I kind of tripped and I caught myself, and that's when it popped. So I have to do physical therapy for at least a month and see where I'm at there.
Okay, that's better than before, I take it.
Right, yeah, definitely. Doesn't feel better, but yeah.
Absolutely. Robby, how you been?
Rough. I've been all right, pretty good. Just living, getting hurt, also playing softball, but not as bad, just from getting old, I guess. But other than that, good.
It seems to be a running thing because I've been. Everybody thinks I have sciatica, and you'll notice some nights I can't run at all. Then I'll be fine. I'll still be in pain, but other nights I can't move.
Yeah.
I'm almost 40, so I kind of have that excuse, I guess.
Yeah.
But man,
I just hit 30. My hamstring feels 3 times tighter than it should be. Probably every time I get out of bed, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Hamstrings are the worst.
Yeah. It's right behind the knee. It's excruciating.
Yeah, it's just part of it. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Stretch.
Yeah, I think we all could do that.
Beforehand, not after you get hurt.
Yeah. I want to get right into the fan questions before we jump in about Canaan because we had quite a few. Justin D. Costanzo was going to be on the show. He ended up not being able to make it. So the first question was Justin D. Costanzo, no call, no show from Jared Acker. So, Jared, I guess you were right.
Kind of fitting.
Also for Justin, I don't know if we can answer this. What is this? Kevin Lumbaum wants to know how has it been that either of us have not flipped each other yet? Am I going to get you though? Do you guys know what he's talking about with the flips?
He's talking about the cans, right?
So the cans.
Yeah. I don't think Kevin's ever going to get them. Just because I've never seen Kevin make one. But
he's never made one.
I mean, I've never seen him make one. I'm sure he's made one before, but...
For those who don't know, it's a softball tradition. If you have a drink in your hand and someone's finishing theirs and they flip the can and they land it, you have to finish your drink. I used to be good at that. I don't participate anymore. I have salsa waters, but I don't think Kevin will ever get them. That's what I think.
It is tough.
It's
a tough thing to do, yeah.
Especially on an uneven softball field. We're doing it in the dirt half the time.
Yeah.
Well, I was good at it, but I also would manipulate the dirt.
Yeah.
Fair.
Flatten it out a little bit.
No.
Don't
You want to make
Kevin any good ideas.
You want to make a little bit of a pile. In that pile, the can will just
It'll
stick.
just sit in the mound.
Depending on the dirt. I'm no dirt expert. I know the dirt at Udicky tends to work for me.
Dirtgate.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah. So if you ever want to flip somebody, that's where to do it. Kevin also wants to know a question for Robby. Was that the correct play when I hit you in the face with the ball, or was I wrong?
I mean, it wasn't his fault, but I mean, it could have just thrown it to first. Not a big deal. I just giving him.
Can we explain the play just a
about it.
little bit?
Yeah, so he was playing shortstop. I was playing third. The ball was hit to him, and the runner advanced from second with no force, I believe. I think he was just on second. It almost hit him in the head. The throw was a little off. As I was reaching for it, it bounced off his shoulder, and I couldn't get my gloves all the way over here, so it just hit me square in the nose and waterfall.
I think putting Kevin at short was already kind of risky.
Yeah, it was a scrimmage. I think he just wanted the playing time and stuff like that. I think we were missing guys. It was a scrimmage at the very beginning of the season.
We just want to point out, we probably wouldn't put Kevin Lumbaum in that position in a regular game. Scrimmage, different story.
He did feel really bad. It wasn't his fault. I wasn't upset.
We have some questions from Kendall Payne Glover. He runs the Faction Cast podcast, which is a wrestling style podcast. I do a lot of live streams with Kendall. He asked, why is Dan Bollier not in the Hall of Fame yet? I can't answer that. Why am I not in the Hall of Fame yet? What do you think, Josh?
I think it's probably coming soon. I feel like that's definitely bound to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to retire first, right?
Right.
Well, you've done it enough times
Yes.
and came back, but
9
I think
times
it's gotta
retired.
stick.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens someday. He also wants to know, I'll let you both answer this. It could probably be better because we were just talking off air too and on air about injuries. What does pregame softball look like preparation for the game?
For me, I like to stretch. I definitely try and stretch, warm up. I do a lot of my work is a little strenuous too, so I am a little loosened up by the time I get there. Probably not as many beers as I'd like, or too many, I should say. But yeah, just hang out, loosen up, talk it out, talk about a game plan if we have one, whatnot. Keep it relaxed.
Josh?
Yeah. I like to try to do the TC balls if possible. Those the rubber ones.
Yep.
I definitely don't stretch. I probably should, but I definitely don't stretch. And then just a little bit of underhand throwing and just play some catch and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just do like the one leg, and I try to do it because if you watch me play, I'm doing it like constantly during the game because I tighten up.
Yeah.
But I have to say, once I had my shoulder done, I stopped playing catch before games. This year, I was like, maybe I should just warm up and see if it helps. And it definitely makes a difference.
It does, for sure.
You know, so, and I can kind of throw normal, but what I find is like, I think I throw fine, but when it does tighten up, there's times it's tightened up and the ball's not going where I want.
Down.
You know.
For me, like a big thing I noticed is like throwing underhand like almost modified, kind of quick, and then going into overhand helps me out a lot.
Okay.
Not sure what makes the big difference, but it definitely helps a lot for me.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like this big part, like I don't know if you guys saw Gio playing this weekend, but some of the double plays he was making, like if he wasn't warmed up, I don't know, like I mean, he was humming it over there, you know. He wants to know what advice would you guys have for new players wanting to get involved in softball?
My advice would just be to get out there and do it. I mean, don't be intimidated. It's a very friendly group, friendly community. My social sports is a great spot to start.
He's in
especially
Texas,
in New
so
Hampshire.
I don't know if they have anything like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I know in New Hampshire, if anybody is thinking about it, definitely join. It's awesome. It's great.
Absolutely, Josh.
I would say just don't get intimidated when you're coming straight from like fast pitch or even baseball. It's a big adjustment. A lot of people are hard on themselves when they first join. They're popping out or they're swinging and missing, they're hitting ground balls, not doing what they want. I would say just stick with it, take BP, and just get better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I first started playing, like when I got to college, I wanted to do two things. I wanted to join the rugby team. I knew nothing about rugby at the time. I just thought it would be cool. And I wanted to get on an intramural softball team. And I could play great defense and just hit ground balls, you know, for like at least a month into it.
Yeah, it is tough.
And then, you know, you just eventually, like, you start to figure it out. Like, I played a baseball game like 9 years ago now, and I was like, holy crap, this is small. That ball is so small.
It really is.
Yeah.
Have you guys played any baseball since, like, really getting into softball?
No.
Yeah, it's different.
I don't think I could.
Yeah. I want to play one more year just because I do miss it, and then I can just stop playing. Because I couldn't play my last year because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
And I just haven't went back since, but I definitely want to.
What leagues were you playing in?
You know, like the pony leagues, like Thoroughbred, Palomino.
Yeah.
It's like rec softball over at the Dairy Fields. They play at Gill Stadium too.
Yeah, that's where I played.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I grew up playing there too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, I played in like an over, like, I was like 30, so I played, or 29.
Yeah.
I played in the over 25, which...
There is I think it's the Suncook. Is that like the wooden bat league?
Might
That's
be.
a men's baseball league, and I think Manchester also had. I don't know if it's through Manchester, but there's a men's league. My friends play in. That's all baseball.
They get intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yep.
Not that people don't in softball, but the baseball's on a whole nother level of like, I'd be down infield hitting, this guy was like, that's hard. That is heart right there. And I'm like, oh, thanks, man. I haven't I haven't played a varsity sport in many years, you know, like. But Brandon Polizzi,
Yeah.
that makes more sense. He says Josh Lee's the GOAT.
Yeah. I appreciate that, Brandon. I miss him. I haven't seen him in a a little while since I think the Firecracker tournament. So
Okay. What? I've met him.
Yep.
What area is he out of?
I want to say he's in Mass, Stoneham, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think that sounds right.
So he probably doesn't play around here often.
No.
Yeah. Gio Rivera wants to know, why is Josh so handsome?
I'm not sure. It means a lot coming from him though. So
He yeah, you know, Gio's a good-looking guy too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I might have got it from him, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe.
He's just so bad at fantasy football, though. It's
Oh,
ridiculous.
Gio is?
Yeah, it's an ongoing
Well,
joke between me and him.
He's a really bad Merrimack coach too, so
Oh.
should be used to it.
I want to talk about that real quick. Merrimack last night. What were those two teams I was watching with you?
A&D and Phantom.
A&D and Phantom, and yeah, my brother's on Phantom. It's like a gymnasium or gymnastics team, whatever. I checked the film. The third base coach might not have been wrong not sending him.
Yeah.
That ball was. There was a lot of dispute in the Merrimack League last night whether the A&D could come back, score that tying run, and the coach held him, and the place went, I guess, gasp. Everybody couldn't believe he did it.
Yeah.
I think he would have been out.
Really?
I mean, he hummed it right back in. I think it was Corey, his name Corey, that was playing out there.
Would make sense. He does have a good arm, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to that coach, I'm blanking out. Colby?
Colby. Yeah.
Colby, you might have done the right thing. There was a lot of people giving you crap about that, but, you know, checking the video, it didn't look like you might have made the right choice. Dave Coulis says, nice to know, what does he say? Nice from...
I think he said something along the lines of like nice knee from.
Oh yeah,
league
nice knee
softball.
from a league ball stud or
Right.
something.
Which I got hurt again, and he's my boss, so he's not entirely too happy about it.
Oh, is
but
he your boss?
Yes, he
Oh.
is my boss.
Well, I will pray for you.
No, he's a good dude. He just likes to give you a lot of crap, for sure.
We've had Cooley on the show before. He comes off different than I think he really is.
Correct.
You know.
Yeah.
And sometimes he likes to talk about how mean he is on Facebook. I'm like, I'm not going to judge you off your Facebook posts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, he's funny.
And from Orlando Apade, did I say that right?
Something like that. I'm not sure.
He said, great kid, but biggest ban.
Bond.
Okay.
We can discuss that off air.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Orlando.
Yeah.
You know, those LOL guys seem to always post like inappropriate questions on,
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah. He's a little crazy.
Okay. So we
It's nothing too bad.
He snuck
but-
on by.
okay.
Yeah.
We are Orlando. This is a family show, so let's try to keep them appropriate.
Well, so I don't think anybody really knows what it means, but I can't explain what it means on
Okay.
the show. Yeah.
We'll save that for off air. If you want to know, you can email joshlee@aol.com.
Yep.
Now I want to talk about the Canaan tournament because that's where we all were this weekend. A lot of people from our area there. A lot of people from Vermont, northern New Hampshire. Robbie, you want to explain what the Canaan tournament is?
Yeah, it's a charity tournament for, I believe they're a snowmobile club, right? The
Yep.
Border Riders, the Canaan Border Riders. It's the rules are a little different. It's 11 people on a field, 4 girls, at least 4 girls. It's 4 days. Do they start on?
It started Friday. So Friday,
so
Saturday,
3
Sunday.
Three
Yep.
days. I didn't know if they played Monday. 3 days and about almost 50 teams, right? 45.
48?
Something like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
46 maybe.
It's a huge 3-day weekend of fun.
Yeah, there was one rule you really left out that I forgot from
Oh, yeah, you
last
can
year. You
tag
cannot
up.
tag up.
You can't tag up, yeah.
You can barely leave the bag.
Yes.
Sometimes.
So yeah, if you leave the bag without the ball being hit and they see you, you get called out.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
It happened
Yeah.
to Mark Zedon.
Oh. Yeah, that was like a big one that
That was
I
our
forgot.
last inning, actually.
Oh,
He was
really?
the second out of the last inning.
It really does change like what you have to do. Like you have to change your mentality. You
Oh,
have
yeah.
to change like your strategy a little bit. Was there anything else we're missing that were weird rule? Oh, 5 runs per inning to the last inning.
Yeah, 5 innings.
5 innings, yeah.
I think the championship was 7 though. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I
sure,
think it
yeah.
was.
Some of the rules I didn't catch on to. until like late. I don't think I
different.
realized that we played 5 innings until like the 3rd game. I thought we were just getting run ruled, not to be like negative, but it just felt like a really quick game. And even the one that we went all the 5 innings, it felt really fast. But it was super fun all around.
Yeah, I have to say I definitely, because I played that seems to be like Labor Day rules, or maybe it's a Canada and like on the border, because I played in St. Isidore for years. Mm-hmm. They run them exactly almost the same.
I don't know if it's a speed thing or.
Well, 48 teams.
It definitely goes fast. I mean, 48 teams in 3 days. That's.
Yeah, you can't
crazy.
Really mess around.
Down to 1.
Yeah. But how'd you guys get involved? How'd you get involved, Josh?
I think last year, Mark Sloan, he asked me to play. Unfortunately, I had my ACL surgery literally the day before. And then this year, he asked me to come back. So I've been looking forward to it. It was my first year this year. I had a lot of fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, no, and Sloan's a good guy to play. It looks like Meineke had sponsored it. Ronnie, because he made a post there. Because I play for Meineke in another league. But how'd you end up playing, Robby?
I got invited from Justin Savage and Zeke, my father-in-law. They went last year. They were on your team, correct? Last year. And, we got a good team together.
Yeah. It's a great thing. Like, I had heard about Canaan for like years, but I always went to Canada. And I remember, like, when you go to St. Isidore, you go right at some point, go to Canada, left to Canaan.
Yeah.
So we'd be driving up to Canada, and I'd see everybody on the roads like, we're heading to Canaan, and I was like, oh, what goes on over there?
Yeah,
you know.
I think it's like the biggest tournament up here.
Oh yeah.
Everybody looks forward to that.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. Like it's fun going away, and it's the pressure of like actual like tournament play. I would say it's not as existent there.
Yeah. It almost reminds you of like being young, like doing like the All-Stars and stuff, like going to different, where it's like, yeah, you want to win, but it's not really a big deal.
Right.
Like, I mean,
yeah,
back then in our kid minds it was, but we still had the excitement of being out, staying in a hotel room or a cabin or something like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, being an All-Star when you're a kid is like the best feeling.
Oh, yeah,
for
sure.
Because that's like the only time you really get to play travel. Like, we played, in Cal Ripken's, where we played in Nashua.
Yeah.
Play all the people you go to school with, and then when you make the All-Stars, you're playing Keene. We went all over the place.
Yeah.
At least in the state. We never got out of the States though. I might have missed the ball that caused a big home run that may have cost us, made a very 12-year-old Pipes cry for many hours that night. I don't need to relive it here. But. How did you guys do? How did your games go, Josh? How did you guys do? How did you do? I know you've been injured, but how were things for Meineke this weekend?
We did pretty good. I think we definitely played pretty well as a team throughout the day, throughout the weekend, I should say. I think we had 1, maybe 2 games at most where we just didn't hit, but we snuck by. Other than that, we all had a great time. It was good vibes, definitely, for the entire weekend. So
nice. How about you, Robby?
We played decent. I mean, we played all right. We didn't go too far. I think we won 2 and lost 3, so 5 games total. Maybe 6. I'm not 100% sure. I played all right. Nothing to call home about, but I do want to give a shout out to my wife, who played all the games and she wasn't supposed to. She has a torn ACL also. She had surgery 13 weeks ago. Or 14 or something. She just graduated from physical therapy, and now she's doing like the athletic training.
Okay.
But she still shouldn't be running. And she didn't, but she was able to fill in as our 4th girl and really save the weekend for us.
Yeah, I watched that game, and I was
rough.
like, she made contact. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, she got 1 hit all weekend, but she was making contact. They just were going to people and stuff, but she finally got on, and a little nerve-wracking for everyone. We were like, can we have a runner? No? Okay, never mind.
it is tough, definitely.
Yeah, because you guys had a game Saturday night where you looked cooked. Like, I didn't think you guys were going to win that game.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
A couple things happened. Did Ramel have a game-winning hit? Am I remembering that right?
Maybe? I think so, yeah. It was definitely to put us up. I believe he's put us up. Because I don't think it was a walk-off, but he put us up. I think we were the away team.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a really good game. We had played already 3 that day. We played 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 1:30, and then we had to come back for 9 p.m.
Okay.
And that was
So you got one of the 7 a.m. starts?
it was a 9 a.m. start. But we were up and out of the house at 7 just to get there on time in case they were running a little early. It was a tough day. I took a pretty long nap when I got home after that 1:30 game. And then I still went right back to bed when I got home.
Now, which day did you guys start, Friday or Saturday?
7 a.m. Saturday morning.
Oh, you had that game.
Yeah.
Now, how was that? Was the whole team already there Friday night? Were people coming Saturday morning? Or?
Yeah, everybody got there Friday night. I think the latest was probably like 11 o'clock. So everybody was there. I think we definitely lost our first game. We were pretty tired. We definitely shouldn't have lost that game.
Now, who did you play? Was it a team we knew?
The first one, I don't remember who it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely when you get there, because I totally forgot about the no tagging up. I forgot about the 5. Like, I played in Labor Day tournaments for like a long time now. And I totally forgot, like, I was like, oh, wait, this game, we won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's over. But, yeah, it definitely takes a minute to figure it out.
Yeah.
How'd your teams do? Girls can swing the bats that they usually swing. Guys, especially around here, we're not swinging the wood bats till probably November, and we're only doing it for maybe a tournament or 2.
Yeah.
How did you guys do with the wood bats? How did you feel that your teammates were doing?
I definitely heard mixed reviews from my teammates. I know a lot of guys hated it. A lot of guys loved it. I only had 4 at bats. I didn't hate it. I think I feel better when I can just swing and just not have to worry about anything. But it wasn't too bad. Not my favorite. I don't like how thick wood bat grips are. I don't like the corn dog. Obviously, you can't use that.
Everybody loves
but it has a normal bat handle, so it feels better.
I didn't mind the Canaan, the handles on them. It felt a little bit better for
definitely.
me. But we did wooden bats all winter indoor, so I was kind of used to pretty much using the same thing, the barnyards. But I don't think anybody on our team really complained. I think we only used 1 girl bat between all the girls that we had, and then it really wasn't a big deal for us, but we also weren't really cranking them out.
I think it's good too because there's no cheap home runs. Not that the fields were big, but even still to hit it out with a wood bat, you have to definitely hit it.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I hit the ball, it felt like solid contact. Like those balls were like rocks.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They were using a few different balls. I don't know if it was intentionally or not, but I know we had a blue dot in one game and an ASA ball in the other game. So you definitely could tell the difference.
They almost tossed a fast pitch one in there for our night game.
Right.
Oh, really?
And the umpire caught it. She was like, "This is a fast pitch ball."
Well, you know what happens is people bring balls for warm-ups, and because
and
I brought
they
my
get
own,
tossed to
and
the
then they
side.
get thrown in, and then it's not real umpires checking.
Right.
They're just grabbing a ball and tossing it in.
I gotta say, I love the wood bat. I've always hit well in Canaan. I was texting Derek Brown, you know him. I said, I'm looking to hit 800 in Canaan again, and then I tanked it on Sunday. But
Nice.
I don't know. I felt automatic. I got up and I'm like, I'm just gonna get a hit. I did get Jose had a play on me against the Assassins where we were trying to come back, and I just lined one up the middle. Felt so awesome off the bat, and he just comes out of nowhere and snags. And I was like, all right, well, that felt good, but I'll go back to the bench.
Good play.
Those are the worst when you hit it well.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly though, I love, you know what I love? I love tournaments that are different. It's like we do the same things over and over. That's what we do all summer. It's nice to do something that's out of the ordinary.
Oh yeah, for sure. I like their plate mats too. Those fiberglass.
Oh yeah.
Sheets were really nice.
Yeah,
I wish we
awesome.
could get those. Yeah. Man, there'd be no complaining with those things. You could hear everything.
Absolutely.
There's no debate.
No, it makes a crack when it hits.
Derek Chappis had one on me that I was like, that's way outside, and it hit and then deflected.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, well, it got me. Yeah, I was going to ask Josh, though. So you came in, and I think you guys were playing for, were you in the semifinal at that point?
Yeah, I think it was losers bracket final. What are you talking about when I came in?
You came in, and the whole, we're all curious because I never knew, like, was that the plan or is that like a change or?
The idea was for me just to hit a home run because I think we were either tied or chasing one. I don't remember what the situation was, but the plan was for me to hit a home run. Obviously, I can't run if I don't, so that was the plan.
Now, so could Ryan not re-enter?
There's no re-entries.
Oh, there's no re-entries.
Yeah.
Okay. So was the plan that he was just going to have Caven pitch that last inning?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a little because I was going to go in the inning before that as well.
Yeah.
So it was kind of still like up in the air, a lot of changes, but yeah.
Now, how was your leg feeling? Because there was a play at home, you caught it, and you kind of, I couldn't tell, is Josh in pain? Is he all right? Because you just kind of like caught it and we're like, and how was that feeling?
It felt okay. I think I know that I can't put all my weight on it afterwards, so I kind of had to like adjust my weight to kind of catch it and then kind of like hop away. But yeah, no, it didn't hurt that in that situation. I mean, maybe it didn't. There was just a lot of adrenaline.
Yeah. Because you gave like a stare down. And I was like, is it pain stare down, or is he trying not to move? Or
well, I think that was after I'd gotten out too, so I wasn't entirely too happy with myself.
Okay.
So it was that.
Okay, yeah, and those games are getting very interesting towards the end. Obviously, nobody wants to lose. Gotta ask though. So they ended up the team winning it was Straight Gas. Did either of you have to play them earlier in the day?
We played them at 1:30 on Saturday. They were a really good team.
Yeah, they had a lot of different tournament players on there. It was hard to tell like who was going to win this thing. Like the top 4 teams, I feel like could have gone either way. Yeah. I think Straight Gas was 1, Rebels 2, Meineke 3. What did Derek call that team? Loose Canaans were 4?
That sounds right.
Okay.
That sounds right.
And I think C-Mac's team was 5, and I forget what they were. OnlyFans, I think, is what their team name was. But yeah, who throughout the day, like maybe your teammates or anybody, but who are some players that you saw this weekend that you're really impressed by?
For me personally, I mean, this was my first year up there, so I don't get to see a lot of those tournament players and stuff like that. I think the pitcher from Straight Gas, that was my first time ever meeting her. She was incredible to just watch play, like unbelievable pitcher all around. And the guy on our team, Chris Deegan, sorry if I messed up your last name. We called him Deegs all weekend, but he's from Rhode Island. He was a really good player. Met him for the first time. He was a good player. I guess he plays some tournaments and stuff like that from down there. But other than that, the only person I was really trying to keep an eye on was my little one.
Yeah.
Try to make sure he wasn't getting
He's
in
got
the
some time
cornfield.
before he can be out there.
Yeah, once we got lost him in the cornfield, he would have been gone forever. So.
Yeah. What do you think, Josh?
For us, I think defensively, Allie, she did great out there. Allie Mayotte, Ryan's daughter.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now, someone was saying that was one of her first tournaments since college or something like that.
Yeah, I think she's definitely new to slow pitch, but she did great out there. She always does good in the outfield anytime I watch. She was huge for us. And then Tyler McCartney, offensively, killed it. I mean, he's always really good, but he definitely helped us out a lot.
Yeah, Tyler he's played, I mean, he's just always been a good player, but he's like that quiet guy, so it's like, it's not a lot of finesse, he just gets the job done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he doesn't talk much.
No.
Unless like the team's down, he's a good teammate. He'll try to help you guys up for sure.
Yeah, Tyler at one point looks at me, he's like, "You having a good time?" I go, "Dude, I'm just starving." Yeah. Like that was like a lot of things that was going on.
Was that one of the times you lost Brandon?
Yes, lost Brandon throughout the weekend. You had to have cash.
I met you during one of those times.
Yeah,
it wasn't a nice day.
Yeah. So I have found when I get hungry, like it's like that girl in the video who I don't know if you've ever seen, but she wants like I don't know Popeyes or something. She's like, I've been working.
Yeah.
I think you were telling me that.
Amanda had said it to you.
Because I did it with one of our league games where I had to fast for I was having an endoscopy. And I popped out, and I lost my mind. I lost my mind. Everybody's like, "What's the problem?" I'm like, "I'm starving."
You flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, I'm good for one of those, here and there.
It happens to the best of us, especially when we're hungry.
Oh, absolutely. I got to play with Jake Hoare for the first time. I don't know if you know Jake. Good ball player.
Yeah.
He was. I don't think he wanted to play outfield, but he was out there and he was covering a lot of ground.
Yeah.
John McLeod, we had him on our team. He's always good. I mean, we had Ryan O'Sullivan. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yes, he's from Mass, right?
Yeah, Mass guy. So I'd heard a lot of good things about him, but he hasn't really played in a long time, so I got to play with him. But I mean, we had a good weekend. Like, we won our first game on Friday night, which that's a good feeling to win on Friday because now you can just go chill, go watch the games. Then we lost because we went 2-3, which is tough. Like, I want to play longer in that.
Yeah.
You know, when you lose Sunday morning, it's like, all right, well, you could do what Robby does, get on the road.
Yeah.
Or you can sit and watch. And as much as I like watching softball, like, I don't know, my max is like 3 games.
Yeah.
I think I watched 10 or 11.
Especially after a long weekend like that, you're kind of, the only reason you're sticking around is if you're still playing. Or if it's just almost the end and you're like, well, we might as well see it through.
Yeah.
Get 3 more games till the final.
But yeah, did anything else that you guys noticed throughout the weekend that was like pretty neat? I mean, the atmosphere or anything that stood out?
I think it was definitely a lower stress tournament. Like, you didn't have to stress about, like, if you weren't doing well. Like, I don't know. It was different than your normal, like, every weekend tournament ball where you're getting yelled at or, you know, your teammates are shunning you or whatever when you're not doing well. So I think it was cool. There was a lot of, it was pretty relaxed.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. What do you think?
Yeah, I would 100% agree. I mean, the most high-pressure situation was probably playing on Field A at any point.
The stadium.
But we played,
stadium.
yeah. But that's just because that's where everyone's hanging out. So even if you're getting food, you're watching. That was really the only time I ever heard any, like, not criticism, but just, like, fans in general. You know, you mess up a play or something, they're like, or you make a play and everyone's cheering, you know what I mean? It's just people are just cheering for plays at that point, which was great. We played at 9 p.m. there, which was a great game. At least we had that experience, which was phenomenal.
Well, they definitely had the hecklers there. So, like, there's, like, some traditions that they have. And when one of the local teams went out, the whole crowd started singing, na, 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 na. And I thought that's funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think, like, heckling is fun if it's all in good fun.
It was. Yeah, you could tell it was all in good fun for the most part.
But I did notice there was times, because I want to address this, and obviously I'm someone who does not drink anymore or anything like that. But do you guys think that the drinking at some points, because the guy who runs the tournament posted on the page.
I did see that.
Do you think that it does? I mean, I don't think it was any of our teams. Because it wasn't anybody on our team. I don't think anybody on Meineke or Ramel's team. But do you think some of it? Because there was some issues there at one point on Sunday where I'm like, yeah, they're arguing because they're hammered.
Yeah. I didn't see any of that really. I wonder if that's just a build-up thing to Sunday.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, if you drink enough, it's just going to keep rolling over into the next day at some point. But we didn't really, we waited till we got home for the most part. Especially when you're there all day. It's so hot.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be. Even on Saturday, I only drank water on Saturday, and I was still dying.
Yeah.
Like,
Josh, anything? I mean, I didn't see anything too bad, but I did see that he posted that. I do have something I'm going to say about it, but I'll let Josh.
I think there was the only big issue I heard of, I'm not going to name any names, was on, I think it was Field D. There was a pretty big situation going on. I don't know if it was the cause of drinking. I don't think so. But I think definitely, to a point, it could definitely cause an issue.
Yeah, because I always think now, as someone that's in recovery, I know alcohol can cause chaos to happen at times. If you've seen Woodstock 99 documentary.
oh, yeah.
I love that. But there was something that happened at the stadium field, and these two teams were arguing, and someone, they said, oh, it's just a game, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, it is just a game. They're messed up. Like, it's clear they're messed up. Yeah. This guy's eyes are like, so.
Not a game to him.
At some point, one of the people running it, because I said, I think that's the problem that you're having here. And he said, we've really tried to curb that and stuff like that. And in my head, I go, you're selling a T-shirt that says, it's a drinking town with a softball problem.
Actually, I almost wore that shirt, and I was like, I don't think that's appropriate
no.
for this. I don't know. I just didn't. I was like, I'm gonna put on a different shirt.
That's no problem for me. Anybody can. But I'm saying is that if you are gonna curb drinking, you can't celebrate and promote it. And I think like one thing, if you do want to do that, you have to like almost say designated areas for it. You know, if it's
two
just
of the fields are technically on school property.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Yeah. I think one way to fix it is just, you know, hey, you can drink here, you can't have it on the bench. You know.
Yeah.
But
or just not on the bench in general. Yeah. If you're not playing, that's fine.
it's definitely like small things you can do. Because I found that in the Sunday League when I said it couldn't be on the benches, like we stopped having as many problems because if someone just has constant access to it, it's never going to stop.
Yeah.
I think one thing you got to be is like, if it's on the bench, like we're not playing if it's on the bench.
Yeah.
You know, but that was just one thing I noticed is like, well, you can't have it both ways. You can't promote it as that and then say, well, it's a problem. So you just gotta figure out what you want it to be. But honestly, I didn't think it was a huge problem. I did see that Facebook post. I only saw that one thing. It was squashed. Cooler heads prevailed, but that is like an unfortunate thing that can happen if you're not careful. I did see a guy who played after you guys did, and he didn't know where the heck he was in left field.
Yeah, I saw that guy too.
And that's another thing where like you also,
that was rough.
as teammates, you also got to look at, you know, it's never fun arguing with a drunk. I know that, but you have to say, hey, like you're not playing if you're like that because you get hurt.
It was unsafe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was unsafely drunk. I think we were actually standing next to each other when we saw him.
Yeah. Well, it was 9:30 game. It's like
was
just
late.
tuck him in, tuck him into bed, and you know. But that was just one thing I noticed because I think there was a lot of stuff wrote on the Facebook page about that, and I think if you want to curb that, you got to do the small things to get there.
Yeah.
And maybe not putting it on the T-shirt.
And it takes a while. I mean, it does take a while to get people to do it. I mean, in Manchester, they did it in AWSL. Mm-hmm. But when Aaron was running it, he said none on the bench and stuff. It's a tough change for people. I mean, people get upset.
I think it's tough because I think most people have that self-control where they're not going to be belligerent at the field when they drink and just get into arguments. But then there's those few people that kind of ruin it for the rest of everybody else.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think sometimes I've seen people flip out and I go, well, that's a character flaw, not necessarily like the alcohol. Because there are some people that we play with that have character integrity issues.
I've seen some guys flip out when they're not drinking too, but
I think we would know about that.
Yeah. I was gonna say that guy doesn't drink too often, or he doesn't drink too
Who's
much.
this?
So.
We're not gonna use a name.
No,
yes. I've seen it all with that.
A co-ed league.
Yeah.
Some people are just angry people, and
they just get hot-headed. People are hot-headed.
Yes, yes. I don't yell at the only person I ever yell at in softball is me.
I yell at Rich all the time, the umpire.
Rich.
Poor guy, Richie.
Yeah, Richie.
Oh, Richie, yeah.
He gives it back, though.
Yeah, he knows.
Which one's Richie? Why am I blanking here?
The head of USA.
Woodtaker?
Yeah.
Yeah, Richie. I never called him Richie, that's why.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Real good guy.
No, yeah.
I call him Rich, yeah.
Yeah.
He's fun. He is. And that's what you need. Like, I think that's why I always say Dean Hand's like one of my favorite umpires. He doesn't get into it. Who else umps anymore? I'm like drawing blanks today.
They're dropping like flies recently.
Yeah, that's been an umpire shortage, big time. The only other thing I want to ask: when you were playing on the fields with no fence, and you're playing like a team like Derek Chaps' team, he had a lot of big hitters. Were you guys having your outfielders do anything different? Were you just pushing them back or anything? I thought we could take advantage of it. But
you're saying with like the fake fence or like the makeshift
the
fence?
far field had no fence.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I noticed the third one had that makeshift. I didn't notice. We never played on
You never played there?
Yeah, so I mean, I think on average everybody else just played deep. That's all it was. Not too far deep where it's like unreasonable, but like if somebody hits the ball, you're going to catch it. But I mean, it's tough.
Yeah, and then even inside the park home run
in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
we had an issue with that.
See, we had the game plan written up, and if we just made a few more catches, we could have won that game. I'm like, but we What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's softball.
Yeah. I mean, there's nobody that doesn't make anybody that doesn't make an error is lying. If they're saying that. All right, want to get into buy or sell here. I'll ask you both here. On certain things. Buy or sell the Snack Shack at Canaan.
I'll buy it.
You gotta tell me why.
It's I mean, the cash only is tough, but it's worth it. It's the only option, It's at least the option, which is great. The food was good too, though. It was good.
Well, you were talking a lot about the onions on the burger.
Yeah, I'm not a big onions guy. I like raw onions, but my wife doesn't, so I can't eat those either. But I don't like them when they're cooked. I don't know, something about them. I just thought it was a weird question. I was like, 3 cheeseburgers, and she was like, onions? I was like, no, I don't. Yeah. She didn't ask for any other toppings. I just the onions came out of no right field.
I was loving it.
Oh yeah, if you love onions.
Yeah,
I do like raw onions more. But what do you think, Josh?
I would go with buy purely for the breakfast sandwiches. They were good. They were solid. I think I had like 3 or 4 in just in one day.
They had 25-cent freeze pops too.
Oh wow!
Didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I gave Bo $1.
I gotta say, I liked it. I gotta give it because those are all volunteers too, which is like the most amazing thing, and that you can get people out there to help, and so you gotta support that, and they were really quick, and the food was good enough,
Yeah, it was definitely quick.
Yeah, and
they had a process for sure. The way
quicker,
that they
quicker than the food truck in Merrimack, which I know they're making all that stuff
by far.
What about the drive? Are you buy or selling the drive up to Canaan?
I swear the drive back was quicker because it was downhill, or I was just so excited to get home. But the drive up there was brutal. I think from my house it was 3 hours and 15 minutes with a 3.5-year-old in the back seat. It was fun. No air conditioning in my wife's car either, so that was fun. It was brutal, but we made it, and we made it back.
Yeah.
I personally probably wouldn't do the drive. Like, I wouldn't be the one driving. I was in the passenger seat the way up and the way back, just because I hate driving in the woods like that. It's just way too much. I got sleepy. Can't do it. But the ride back sucked for me because, I mean, thank God for Tyler and his girlfriend Alex. They offered me and Kevin a ride back so we could stay an extra night.
Oh, okay.
That was last second. But I was like, with my leg, I was like cramped in the front. It was like pain the entire time. So the drive up was definitely better.
Sure. I always like driving to things better than I like obviously the ride home because I'm like looking forward to something.
Yeah.
I'll buy the ride up because I love the White Mountains. I've hiked all the 4,000 footers, and I haven't been up there a lot. Mm-hmm. That might have been the only time I've driven up there all summer, and I get past Plymouth State.
Yep.
Which is where I went to school. So I love that. I do like that drive. It's just the drive home is like I wish I could just teleport home.
Yeah.
Just wake up. I woke up Monday morning like, oh crap, this isn't my bed. I'm like, I'm still here.
Yeah, it is the worst for sure.
This guy had a great weekend. Would you buy or sell Amadeus as a pitcher?
I would buy. Yeah, I think he's pretty solid.
Yeah.
And as a teammate. Buy. Yeah.
I would buy too. I mean, honestly, like he. I've seen him pitch more and more, and I hadn't seen him really. I know he pitches, but like, I've never seen him pitch in like tournaments and like something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how he plays with the like. Who are the Rebels anyway? Like they're from Keene, right?
Yep. Yeah, they're always pretty good.
Yeah.
I think they usually have pretty much the same squad.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they don't do regular tournaments. They just do like these type of things.
Yeah, right? I know they did they do the My Social Sports, like the wood bat,
yeah,
or the single wall tournaments that they have. I know they do those. I don't know if they still do, but I know they used to play in them at least.
Yeah, the first time I saw them was at like Halloween Havoc during the pandemic, and I was like, "Who?" And I didn't. They all said that they all kind of started playing together because of the pandemic, from what I remember. All right, would you buy or sell Butterscotch Chris Graham Mason as a shortstop?
Sell him. No, I'm just kidding. He's good. He probably has he's the best hands I've seen in a while.
He's a good shortstop.
Yeah, he has very quick hands, very smooth when he plays. The way he throws the ball, it's just overall good. Very
smooth, yeah. I'm gonna buy him too.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy him. He's it's funny. I played with him in Canada in 2017, and he said that was his last. He was all done softball at that point. He said, maybe I'll do my social sports. I think he plays more softball than ever now. And he's always been pretty good. I remember, like, because I used to play second base while he played short. We had quite a few double plays in the Sunday morning league in Manchester before that collapsed. So I'll buy him, but I wouldn't tell him that, obviously.
He doesn't boot many balls, that's for sure.
No, and that's what you need. Like, shortstop's so important. If you don't have the shortstop, like, you're not gonna have a good time. This girl played third base. She's always a great player. Was cheering on her team all weekend for the Loose Cannons, Jenna Gianelli.
Bye.
I'm actually not familiar with her.
Oh, she's a former guest of Let Freedom Ring.
I'm sure she is.
We'll have to watch the episode.
She's always solid when she plays. She hits the ball well. She feels the ball well. It's good.
Yeah, I was watching. Jenna doesn't miss a lot of balls, right? Yep. And I'm watching, a play, and she and she's such a sweetheart. But you're seeing it like I'm like watching, and this is like eating her up that she missed it, and she's like, oh, I can see her, I would also buy, and she was really picking up her teammates throughout the games as well.
It's always great to have someone like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This guy was on the winning team, straight gas. He's a teammate of mine in Londonderry. Eric Ray.
I would buy, I guess, but I would buy. No. We used to play in Merrimack together. I think it was my first year there. He's pretty solid. He can hit the ball well.
Yeah, it's the first year I've met him or knew him who he was, and he's been a great player.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm not familiar with him, but if he was on straight gas, then
he was playing.
I'd buy him,
he was playing like second base, and I saw him like.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, he was covered in dirt
Yeah.
after. Like, he was diving for everything. I mean, a lot of those guys were just, and girls, I should say, diving for everything. Like, those games were fun to watch because no one wanted to make a bad play.
Yeah, he's a gamer.
Yeah, he absolutely is. I mean, that Merrimack team that he's on, they were in last place, second to last place, knocked off the 2 seed.
Yep.
Wow. I heard that A&D team, too, was like won 18 games in a row or something like that.
Possibly, yeah.
That's wild. Like, timing is everything.
That's a comeback.
Yeah. Did you guys stay in Airbnbs while you were there?
Yes.
Okay, buy or sell Airbnb?
Buy. I think they're really convenient if you find a nice one. Sometimes you can find not so nice ones, but as long as you take care of it and they take care of you, I think everything's good to go. Ours was on a lake. It was beautiful. Slept like 12 people, I think. It really wasn't that big of a house, but they had bunk beds and stuff. I think a PlayStation 4. But we were outside. Really nice view and everything.
Yeah.
I would definitely buy. I think they're convenient, like he said. And then we had a pretty big house. I think we had most of the team stay there. There was no issues at all. It was a very big backyard.
Oh, nice.
With a nice view of the sunrise.
Yeah, I stay in a hotel this time, but I would buy Airbnb. I remember when it started becoming a thing. Like my a coworker of mine was saying how they were renting out a room at their house, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Yeah, Airbnb." I go, "Oh, this was like 2016, I think," and I said, "I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what that is." And
Yeah, I don't know about a single room, but
yeah, well, I think they had like a 2-family house.
oh, that makes sense.
So like you didn't have to go through the other side of the house.
Yeah.
You just and I remember like her describing it, and I was like, "What is that?" And then it was like everybody stays in Airbnbs. Like it's a big thing. When we went to WrestleMania, we went to this one. It was sort of similar to a 2-family house. Like we walk in, and there's just a samurai sword, and I was like, "All right, I'm in like New York City." And or outside of New York City.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, we're locking the doors. I don't know who these people are, but
choice of decor.
I'm gonna call them Labor Day rules. I don't know if that's like totally official or whatever, but are you buying or selling that style of play? 5 innings, no tagging up. What other rules were there? 5 runs per inning.
Yeah.
Buy or selling Labor Day rules?
I'll buy them. It was fun. You know, it's a nice little change of pace without too much of a change. It's just interesting all around. I mean, it's nice being able to play third and not have to go to the bag, though. I think I did it for like 3 games, and then I realized I don't know why I'm going back every time there's a fly ball hit, because he can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So then I would just stand there. That was pretty nice, too. Yeah. Just once you realize it. But I'll buy them. They're fun.
Yeah.
I think purely for that weekend, I would buy it, but overall, I would sell. I like traditional softball, 7 innings. You know, you could tag up more than 1 home run per inning, and then other things like that. But it was definitely a good change for sure. I liked playing it like that. Not that I played the entire day or the entire weekend, but it was cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy for Labor Day.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there were a lot of people getting bent out of shape. I go, it's a special tournament.
Yep.
Like, it's not what you do, you know, all the time. So I like that. I mean, and the 5 runs is kind of a relief, but it's also that feeling of like, oh crap, we gave up 5 runs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because now you got to think, we got to put up another 5, and if you start falling behind, like, you're not guaranteed. You know, I know it's unlimited in last inning, but you're not guaranteed.
No,
to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, very challenging, but awesome weekend. I'm glad you both were up there. It was a great time, but thanks for coming on the show, Josh.
Absolutely. Thanks
Robby.
for having me.
We'll have to do this again sometime.
Yeah.
But everybody out there, have a great rest of your week. Until next time, let freedom ring.